visibility hackers, and welcome to day 2 of Calgary Barbell Week and day 2 of my birthday week. I'm Coach Molle from visibilityhacking.com, and I am very excited for this day because we're going to be using the scenes framework yet again to look at some of Calgary Barbell's best ideas and best concepts that I think you guys could very easily reproduce and start using for your own communities and your own businesses and your own movements. So without further ado, let's dive in, shall we? Welcome to day 2 of Calgary Barbell Week. I'm your host, Coach Molle from visibilityhacking.com, and today we are looking at Calgary Barbell's best live stream segment, I think. This is a regularly occurring live stream show that they have. They do it multiple days of the week, and every day seems to have another cool name, but this one in particular is my favorite, and it's Form Check Friday. So Calgary Barbell, if you don't already know, is a powerlifting gym. And since COVID happened and everyone got shut down and sent home and gyms got closed and all of that fun, not so fun stuff, it's been really fantastic to watch this company switch their gears, change the way that they focus on their community, and really amplify and lean into it. They found a fantastic solution in live streaming, and I think you can as well for your communities. So let's look at Form Check Friday. So they're a powerlifting gym. They're focused on helping people get better at their technique, get better at their lifting form, and also learn more about the sport of powerlifting. So they have these 3 really wonderful, unique selling points, unique things about their business, about their community, and they're able to really nurture that part of their community aspect with their live stream. So Form Check Friday, here we go. There is a lot to break down. The reason we are using the scenes framework yet again for the second time this week is because there's a lot to see. These guys do live stream in a beautiful way. Like I love to watch their content because it's really interesting. It's mentally stimulating, but it's also beautifully designed. And watching them progress and build this show over time has been really friggin' fantastic. We will dive into more of the way that they are using these live streams as pillar content and creating wonderful content, micro content, and smaller content off of it. So they're able to be in 1,000 places at once. We'll do that later on this week. But today we're going to break down the Form Check Friday on using the scenes framework. So let's go. Here we go. This is what Form Check Friday looks like. This is on the Calgary Barbell Twitch stream, and we don't need to watch too much to get the idea, but I think this screen is a little bit more interesting. All right, scenes framework. Here we go. With sounds, we have 2 different people on camera, which means we also have 2 different sound inputs. We may also even have a third sound input from the video that they're watching as well. So we may have 3 separate sound inputs, really simple to set up. And we also can dive into 2, which is we actually only have 2 cameras. So if you look down in the bottom left-hand corner, there's Bryce, and in the bottom left-hand corner is Bryce, and in the bottom right-hand corner above the text is another member of the community as well. So they're chatting to each other, and it's really neat the way that this is set up. We're actually going to dive into this on Thursday. I'm going to show you how to recreate this exact same experience. It's super cool. So wait for Thursday. I'll show you that. Today, we're just doing super high level overview, right? So we have our sounds, we have our 2 camera inputs. Then we have our E for energy. So let's play it a little bit longer and look for those points of energy. So automatically off the top, you can see in the top left-hand side, we have a live chat that's coming through from Twitch. So you're able to do this with certain chat functions, but if you're streaming to Twitch, you can easily overlay that Twitch chat into your stream. Easy peasy. Grabs attention as the messages keep floating by. Another point of visual energy is when the background switches and the background adds these little flashes and excitement. You can also see on the top bar where it says form check Friday, you can see that the form, the check, and the Friday all are slightly animated. That again grabs that visual attention. And of course, we have the stuff that's actually on screen. So in this case, we're celebrating members of the community by watching their lifts and commenting on them, commenting on their form, on their technique, etc., etc. So we're able to share, we're able to nurture our community by giving them new knowledge, new understanding of that shared vision of the world, as I like to say, or that shared affiliation. And we're also able to have that entertaining place for our community to come back to. And when we dive in tomorrow to the engagement framework and how Form Check Friday plays into the engagement framework, it's totally exciting. I can't wait to share that with you. So we have covered our sounds, our cameras, our energy. Now let's talk about non-moving objects. We can see that we have logos for our sponsors that aren't moving. We have text as well in the bottom portion of the screen. This is where we're able to grab donations from our communities. We have information about skipping the queue and adding to that level of insider access, which we'll talk about tomorrow a lot more. And we also have text on there of how to submit their videos so that they can be part of the content of this show. Again, more on that when we talk about engagement on day 3. But in terms of non-moving objects, we have that text. We have a ton of space that's able to get a ton of action and a whole bunch of calls to action in that same area, in that same amount of visual real estate. Pretty impactful. And we can also see that there's certain elements of the overall design, including the background, that just don't move. They add visual attention, or they help add to the feel and the environment of the content without having to move or be animated. So that's pretty fantastic. When it comes to engagement, we're talking about sharing and nurturing those relationships with our community. All of the content on this show is generated by the community. There are videos that are submitted by the community. There's chat that is submitted by the community. This is an engagement, beautiful example of engagement. But again, we'll talk more about engagement specifically on day 3. All right, so the last part of the scenes framework is S for supplements. And the way that they're able to share these videos with you, we'll talk more about this on day 4, is by doing a simple screen share. So the guy who's on the right-hand side of the screen, he's actually, his video is showing up on an overlay of a screen share. He's just watching these videos on his monitor, and he's able to feed that into OBS to create that awesome looking overall feel where he's part of the scene as well as everything that's being displayed on his screen. So that's pretty fantastic and very, very doable for all of you guys to do as well. This is a little bit more of an advanced layout, a little bit more preparation and work behind the scenes to get this to work. But once you get it up and rolling, it is absolutely a fantastic way of nurturing your community, of giving great value and entertainment all in one regular show. And the coolest thing about using this particular format is that you don't have to generate much content. You just sit there and use your framework, use your breakdown framework. In this case, they're using the ideal form of the ideal lifting form is the framework that they're applying to this customer generated content and using that framework to discuss it or to break it down. This is why we talk about breakdown frameworks and we talk about build up frameworks. So in other words, keep in mind the Calgary principle. All right, guys, that is it. that is it for day 2 of Calgary Barbell Week. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will see you back here tomorrow for day 3 for engagement day. I am so excited because, Calgary Barbell does it right. Us digital marketers, we're too focused on making money and putting out offers into the world, and we're not nearly as focused as some of these other creators on building, nurturing, and ascending that community. So more examples coming up later this week as well. Make sure that you are subscribed to everything, and make sure that you're checking out the Visibility Hackers YouTube page. There's some big things happening. I'll see you again soon. Until next time, my friends, remember, I love you, and be excellent to each other.